Every Ramadan, I raise money for boreholes in the Gambia. Why? Because the Prophet ﷺ said a drink of water is the best charity. Over the years, Spot has built over 215 boreholes, giving water to more than 100,000 people in crucial places like clinics and mosques. Help me make more, link in the description. Assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome to another episode of Smile to Jannah. 2026 kind of feels like this meme over here. Utter chaos. Can't get simple. Like there's an alien running behind. You got tanks. The guy's just trying to have a meal. A succulent Chinese meal. But as I'm sure you've heard by now, America and Israel has attacked Iran under the name of Operation Epic Fury. Max Blumenthal aptly calls it Operation Epstein Fury, because we've been discussing the Epstein files for the last month or so, and the amount of times Trump has been mentioned, the amount of times Trump went on the private jet of Epstein. The question everybody's been asking, what dirt do they have on Trump? And people that are closest to Trump say that he is scared of what Israel has on him. Of course, if Israel has all of this compromat on Trump, of course they can make him dance. Now let's jump to the main thing that you're not going to be hearing that much in the news, and that is Oman was acting as a mediator, trying to reach a solution, and said that the negotiations were looking very positive.
If the ultimate objective is to ensure forever that Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb, I think we have cracked that problem through these negotiations by agreeing.
We've cracked that problem, he said.
A very important breakthrough that has never been achieved any time before. And I think if we can capture that and build on it, I think a deal is within our reach.
So they reached an agreement that's never been reached before. Is it any wonder that Israel then chose this time to say, no, let's do this. Forget all of this peace. Like, who wants peace? No, we want a peace of Iran. And Cenk said, great job by our negotiators. Iran has agreed to give up its entire enriched uranium stockpile. Now there is absolutely no reason to go to war. If we still attack, that shows you that this was a war of choice, and it was always to do with regime change, and as Israel has demanded.
The single most important achievement, I believe, is the agreement that Iran will never ever have a nuclear material that will create a bomb.
So they agreed.
This is something that is not in the old deal that was negotiated during President Obama's time.
So this was something that was not even achieved at the time of Obama. And this is something that is very, very important and very, very significant. Right, so what ended up happening? Israel targeted a school full of girls and killed over 40. Apparently this is what the Iranians have been marching for. This is what they're celebrating, apparently. Now, Trump made a speech in which he has urged the Iranians to go on the streets and reclaim the country. In other words, they're throwing everything that they can. They're throwing stuff from above. They're trying to get stuff done on the ground. And when we're talking about who's on the ground, let's see, Mike Pompeo, the ex-CIA director, says, blah, 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 blah. Happy New Year to every Iranian in the streets. Also to every Mossad agent walking beside them, ... Okay, maybe it was just, by accident. Mossad themselves in Farsi, the language that the Iranians understand, translated from Persian, said, let's all come out to the streets. The time has come. We are with you, not just from afar and verbally. We are also with you in the field. There you go. So what did Trump say?
Lives of courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost. That often happens in war. That's what he's saying to his people. What's happening in Israel? They're dancing in the bomb shelters, enjoying themselves safe and sound, while the Goyim are obviously laying down their lives. There they are. You've got the religious folks as well, with the hats and, with the clothing with the knots on there, 613 knots, holding their religious books as well. CNN posted this. The timing of the US-Israel attack on Iran bears symbolic meaning in Judaism. Why are you talking about Judaism? Tal Shalev says the timing of the US-Israeli attack on Iran bears symbolic meaning in Judaism. Ahead of the upcoming Jewish holiday of Purim, worshippers read the specific portion from the Old Testament known as Zachor. The passage from the book of Deuteronomy commands the ancient Israelites to remember an unprovoked attack by the nation of Amalek and to eradicate the memory of Amalek once the Israelites are settled in their land. The passage is read publicly before Purim to fulfill the mitzvah of remembering Amalek as Israel's archetypal enemy. Whenever we bring up 1 Samuel 15 verse 3, that's the verse. Now go and smite Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling. We're talking about babies here, suckling, ox and sheep, camel and ass. Hey, what's Netanyahu doing here? Bear in mind, Netanyahu, before he started the genocide in Gaza, he also invoked Amalek. B'Tselem said anyone who's gone through the education system in Israel knows when Amalek is invoked, it means complete wipeout. When dialoguing with Christians and Israelis, they say, no, that's symbolic. Yeah, it's not really, But here, one of your festivals, you have to recite it. So it's recited annually, publicly, in your religious institutions. Why? Because Amalek is Israel's archetypal enemy. Meaning it's not just said group in the past that you can say we don't agree with. No, it's whoever is the enemy. And what do they do to whoever is the enemy? Yes, anyone and everyone. We just showed you a school that was bombed. Right, let's move on. Those saying, you know what, I don't want to support Iran, yeah? Their government, and I get that. They're not the most fantastic government. We know that. But that doesn't mean now that you can't hold the opinion that the Iranians themselves should come up with a conclusion, and it shouldn't take the invasion of a foreign power to help them decide what to do. And Mossad in particular, that is no fan of Iran, frankly. Look over here. Former Israeli PM warns Turkey is next. Let's have a look over here. Israeli PM says his country is working to counter what he called radical Shia axis and emerging radical Sunni axis as well. Look over here. Pakistan's new power structure is a threat Iran can't ignore, and the emerging Sunni coalition. So it's not just Iran and let's just, it's just them. No, it's not gonna stop until the Greater Israel plan. Somebody goes, it's not make America great again. It's make Middle East greater Israel again. And it's going to be obvious that Pakistan is going to be on the cards because it's the only Muslim country that's nuclear armed. And it's not going to be like Iraq. Iran is 3 times the size of Iraq, and it has a military that's been preparing for this moment for 50 odd years. And we can see everything being pieced together. Venezuela was strategically taken because of oil. Israel wants to take over Gaza in the next month or so, and in order for them to do so, Iran has to be taken out of the picture. When that's done, as you know, Pakistan and Afghanistan are fighting, and Pakistan is surrounded with Afghanistan and India, and there's fighting happening over there. Pakistan can be weakened, it can be taken over. Turkey, on the other hand, surrounded by Europe, and it's already a loner, let's be honest. It's also mobilizing, but some say too little too late. Ironically, the tweets of Trump have re-emerged of him saying, now that Obama's poll numbers are in a tailspin, watch for him to launch a strike in Libya or Iran. He is desperate. There's loads of these tweets coming out, frankly. And Israel has been crying that Iran is literally on the edge. It's prepared its weapons. It's now.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year.
My God, I can't listen to this guy. Look, 2025, 2018, 2015, 2012, 2006, 1995. It's the same old. And what are they tweeting? Israel has the right to defend itself. They're not even trying anymore because they know Americans are stupid. Americans are starving. They simply will not be able to continue this war of attrition. It has the potential to bring in so many major players. And it seems like Israel is gonna go full force. So, World War III? Well, it's definitely not off the table. Let's keep an eye on this. Stay locked and loaded, guys. Until next time. Assalamu alaikum.